To all the haters out there, I love you. Yeah, nothing but love. Jenna over at Style of Mojo was kind enough to send me this Chi-Yu Megan 318. It's Mojo's first 26650 mechanical mod. I'll tell you what, she's a beaut. B-E-A-beautiful. But how does she vape? Right now I've got this 22mm dripper sitting on here, the Tugboat sitting on the Megan using the slanted top cap. Got a 0.25 ohm sleeper build in here using 24 gauge Kanthal. Freshly charged battery. And as you can see, she hits nice. It's not the hardest hitting mechanical mod in the world, but she does hit, and she hits hard. If Mojo made 2 changes to this design, this thing could hit a lot harder. A lot harder. Before I go over the pros, I'm going to get into the cons first. There's only 2 cons. Well, one of them's subjective, but the other one is a definite con. And that is, at the 510 connection, it's got a spring-loaded pin. The firing button at the base has a spring in it as well. Mojo, take those springs out. With a freshly charged battery, the voltage drop is 0.05. Not bad. Pretty damn good, actually. But voltage underload with a freshly charged battery, something like the Tugboat on here, is damn near 1 volt. 1 volt! And that's with this 0.25 ohm build. Mojo, you take those springs out of the 510 connection, you take the springs out of the bottom switch firing pin, you'll cut that voltage underload in half. It will hit a lot harder. Second con, and this is subjective, but this thing is beautiful, shiny. That's not the con, that's a big pro. But the problem is, in order to keep this thing nice and shiny and clean looking and just mint, it takes a lot of upkeep. You gotta polish this thing. Well, I like to polish my mod every now and again, if you know what I mean. No, but if you're not the type of guy or gal that wants to clean this thing often, this may not be for you. Fingerprint, magnet, the brass, the shiny brass, all polished brass that I've dealt with gets dirty. I mean, you've got to buff that shit out, polish it up. It's a pain. Pain for me. Now the pros. First, the way this thing is machined, easy 10 out of 10. Some of the best machining that I've seen on a vaping device. Threads, buttery smooth. The engravings are nice and deep. Engravings are sick as tits. By the way, Mojo is the guy that made the Chi-Yu. And the Chi-Yu came out, I would say, it's been at least 1.5 years since he launched the Chi-Yu. That thing was the talk of Vape Town. I mean, for like 8 or 9 months. Everybody had to get a Chi-Yu. And there's a reason. Mojo, the way he machines, the way he designs products, top notch. And nowadays, even with the products being so saturated in the vape market, his stuff still stands out to me. Pro number 2, you can run this in 2 different options, okay? 1, with the slanted top cap, and then 2, with the flat top cap. I'll be showing you guys all this in the close-ups, of course. Another pro, the firing button, the throw is so nice. I mean, it's so easy. Everywhere I press this button, it fires right up. Locking switch, buttery smooth, buttery smooth. I don't even need to use a locking switch because that firing button sits flush. I can just put it down, doesn't fire up 1 bit. You've got these grooves at the base. Again, I'll show you guys all this in the close-ups. It just looks like a work of art. And those grooves are your vent holes. Every atomizer, tank atomizer, vaping device that I've used, whether screwing it on the slanted top cap or the flat top cap, has fit flush, has been compatible, no issues there. Gotta go back and talk about the slanted top cap because the slanted top cap allows you to use your 22mm devices and make those 22mm devices look flush, neat. It gives it a complete finished look. And you know, that's what I love about Mojo's products. He covers those details. I've got big hands and this thing is a big device. 30mm in width. Looks great with your 30mm devices, your 30mm drippers. Oh yeah, holds one of these big bad boys. 26650. This is a 26650 MNKE. The battery life I get with this device, using the MNKE, I can go about 5-6 hours of quality vape. With something like a 0.25 ohm build, I can go for about an hour, hour and a half, maybe hour and 45 max, depending on how much I'm chain vaping, before I start to notice it really dropping off. The quality of the vape, that is. I'm telling you, you take those springs out and the quality of the vape, it'll go up. You'll get longer battery life. Battery sag won't be as bad. So those are the pros and the cons for the Megan 318. Now we're going to go ahead and dive down. I'm going to show you guys this thing up close. Alright, so here's the Megan 318. Pretty much broken down. You've got the slanted top cap, the flat top cap, the bottom switch, and the barrel. First, I'm going to go over the barrel with you guys. I'm going to show you guys the engravings, all that good stuff. Look at that. Man, oh man. Here's the logo. Look how deep those engravings are. Smooth. This is, by the way, stainless steel, and as you can see, a polished stainless steel. But boy, is it a fingerprint magnet. Down here, you've got a signature Dong, the Korean handwriting on the back with the serial number 609. Look at these threads. Top notch. Top notch. So that is the barrel. Here is the slanted top cap. And they call it slanted for a reason. As you can see, it's not flat. It's got a cup in here for your 22mm devices. And how it works is you just screw them in. Boom. Gives you a nice, complete, finished look. Super sexy. Got your brass pin down here, your 510 connection pin. Those threads down here in the 510 connection, buttery smooth, just like I mentioned. Threads underneath that screw into the barrel, buttery smooth. Here's your pin. It's got your adjustable pin, your spring-loaded adjustable pin, and this screws out. And the way it works is you unscrew this to adjust to your battery, to the device that you have on here. I'm going to unscrew it all the way. And as you can see, there's your spring. And there's the top of the pin. There is the pin disassembled. And how this works is the stainless steel spring pops in there like that. Top of the pin fits over the spring like so, and it becomes adjustable. You got your Delrin insulator or isolator that screws in to there just like that. Screw your device on there. Screw the bottom firing switch on there. Oh, needs to be adjusted. Not a problem. Tighten that sucker back up. Oh, no battery rattle. There you go. Now onto the flat top cap. And by the way, both these top caps, they are made of brass, as you guys can see. It is a little scuffed at the top, and you know, that's on me. It did not come like this. It came shiny. I mean, shiny, shiny, shiny. Different addies that I've screwed on here have scratched the top cap. It's nothing you can't buff out. The adjustable pin is the exact same that I just showed you, so no need to go into that again. But this flat top cap is for your devices that are 30mm in width, like the Osmotis RDA. Flush. But man, those threads are buttery smooth. Buttery smooth threads. Here's the bottom firing switch. Here are your venting slots. Okay, screw the bottom firing switch into the barrel. Again, buttery smooth. But that's how you get your venting. And I think it looks sick as tits. The design, I love it. It's got a reverse threaded locking ring. Lock it, you turn this ring to the right clockwise to unlock it. Turn it to the left counterclockwise. I mean, the throw on this button is sweet. It's locked. But you know what? Like I mentioned, this button sits flush, so it's not going to fire. You know, I never even use the locking switch with this device. I got to mention this as a pro, and I forgot to mention this as a pro in FaceTime, but I've never had this switch back out on me, and it's the first bottom switch mechanical mod that hasn't done that on me. Here is the bottom switch disassembled. Firing pin, again, this is also made out of brass. Brass button. Oh yeah, look at this. Megan 318. Turn it over. Style of Mojo with the logo in the middle. I mean, beautiful. Nice smooth ring threads. It's in unlock mode, so you can fire it. Brass pin that comes out, unscrews just like that. Okay. Turn this over, and it's held together by a spring. And there is the bottom firing pin disassembled. Let's go ahead and reassemble that bad boy, shall we? Spring, button, press that in just like that, screw the pin in there. And voila. Lock that switch up. And that is the Chi-Yu Megan 318. Let's go ahead and take her back to the original screen, shall we? Alright, so that's the Megan 318. Where can you get this thing? How much is it? And if Jenna hadn't sent this to me for review, would I have tried to purchase it? The best place that you can get this right now is this link right here. That link right here is where you can get it. According to Jenna, this device is $260. If you purchase this at the link I just showed you guys, it's actually $260 plus $30 for shipping, which comes out to $290. Mojo, I don't know, brother. $290? That is expensive. And to answer your last question, I would not buy this device. For $290? Come on. That's getting up there. And that's just not this device. That's a lot of other devices out there. Mechanical mods especially. Some of you guys are charging ridiculous amounts of money for these mechanical mods. And I'm gonna tell you what, why? These things are gonna get cloned and cloned and cloned for like 1/10 of the price. Drop your prices. The way you're machining and manufacturing this stuff, yeah, I know you guys have costs. I know you're paying for labor. You got overhead costs. I get it. But damn, $290? I guarantee you're making at least a 200% profit. And I gotta mention this because there's a lot of people that don't have the money. They don't have the money to pay for that. So guess what? Someone buys this product, sends it off, and clones it. And then you get pissed off. But see, that's not just you. That's a lot of other manufacturers out there. And it's going to keep happening and happening over and over again until these prices drop. I'm not saying charge 50 bucks. That's ridiculous. It probably cost you 50 bucks to make this. Lower the price, man. But I think that the quality is fantastic. Flipping fantastic. The price is just too much. Too much for me. So that is my take on the Megan 318. This is Rip Trippers, and remember, smoking is dead, vaping is the future, and the future is now.